Hello and welcome to Queen's Crafts by Bridget. I'm Bridget. Thank you for joining me today. Whether you're new here or you've been around since my very beginning, I truly appreciate you coming by and spending some time with me. Today we're just jumping in real quick to do the introduction for some dyeing that I did last night. And I thought since I'm here, I would give you some names that went into the cauldron. First, we have Brett Blogs for $12.14. We also have Jen's Hobby Nook, and we have Becky K Crochet. And then for the video that I was apologizing for not getting the website up and going for you guys, we have Missive 812, Sally Stevens, and Kathy Baker. For the 15th, we have Sugar Diamond, Michelle Crochets in Kansas, and Sheline Bigger. I'm not sure. I know I've murdered your name, and I apologize for that. All right. So we've done business. Now, if you're looking for me anywhere on the internet, you can find me on Instagram. You can find me at my Facebook group page, or you can find me directly at my email. I also have a Discord, but I haven't really opened that up yet. I plan to in the future, but if there's no other way to talk, I do have that. I thought since I was in here, I would show you the 3 babies that are now fussing with the other kitty. Now we have adopted these 3 babies from outside. They come inside, they go back outside. Whatever they feel like doing, that's where they're at. And they come in, they just play and have some fun. And I thought, you know what? Everybody loves kitties in the crochet community and knitting community, so why not show you the babies real quick? And then I will come back and show you the results of all the dyeing we did last night after you've seen that. So I'm going to pause real quick and get a couple of them, and then I'll turn the camera back on and let you see them, and then we'll get the rest. First, we will go with Mr. Socks. Socks is like a peach-colored kitty. He's not orange enough to be an orange kitty, but he is not tan enough to be a tan kitty. He is somewhere in between. He's very talkative, as you can hear. He is the most aggressive about getting attention. He runs straight into the house every time we open up the door. And he absolutely loves hanging out with the dogs and antagonizing Sassy Kitty. He was very tiny when we found him, and his brother and sister, which I thought was his sister and sister, but recently things have fallen into place, and you can now tell that he's a he. So I'm going to grab the other 2 and let you see them. Well, one of the other 2 real quick, and then we'll go on. Now, see, he's happy when he's getting attention. He's all about the snuggles. This one here will come up and play bite your toes because he wants pets more. He wants more pets. And here we are with little brother Peaches. Peaches doesn't have white socks on his toes like his brother Socks does. Peaches is going to be a much more slender kitty than Socks. But again, a very good personality. A little camera shy, I'm seeing. Doesn't want to look at the camera. But very good kitty, very sweet, and eats his nummies up good. And he also runs into the house and loves to come in and snuggle up on the couch with us. Okay, we'll grab the last one. You can actually see our face. Oh, look, there's a face. And here we are with the Phantom Kitty. This is the only little girl left. It was a litter of 4. I was able to rehome the calico, which of course was a female. But these guys, unfortunately, didn't find their forever home on the interwebs. So They wormed their way into our hearts, into the king's heart. He is a big-time kitty lover. And we have decided that they can stay around and hunt mice and come inside and keep us company. And then go back outside and hunt some more mice. Yes. So, okay. I think that's it. Everybody else got their limelight, so she needs hers too. This is Miss Sassy Kitty. She was born on my lap. Her mommy was a Siamese barn kitty. And I took her in, and then we realized she was getting fat in just the midsection. Pretty soon later, these little monsters popped out. And this one here didn't, well, she got a home and she came right back. So we decided she needed to live with us too. So that's all the fur babies, well, other than the puppies, but you guys have seen them plenty of times. All right. We'll see you for the rest of the video, and then again after you've seen that. Welcome to Queen's Crafts by Bridget. Today we are going to dye up some fiber. I thought that I would take you through the process. I'm just going to basically show you me putting the color onto the fiber and then the fiber onto the wood stove. And then we will come back once it's completed its dyeing process, and I will show you what we have when it's finished. All right, so first I mixed up this first batch. We're going to do a couple. I have one over on the stove and I'm doing another method. But we're going to do some pan dyeing. This first pan is going to be yellow and green and white. So I have the yellow mixed up already. And I have taken the fiber and just gone back and forth all the way down the pan. This is, it's going to be a 4-ounce braid, or, you know, a 4-ounce hank when it's done. I already have the vinegar in the water, and we're going to use the wood stove for our heating source. We're going to start down here. I'm going to come down little ways. And to help it get all the way to the bottom, we are going to kind of dab it in a bit. Now I can do this now because the water is only lukewarm. If it was hotter, it would felt on me. The fiber felt a lot easier than the yarn does. Okay, so we got our yellow. Now I use food coloring or food safe dyes. And we're going to leave just a little bit of space. I don't mind there being some white. That's a pretty shade of green. Very nice. I think I might add some blue to this as well. I think that would be very pretty. And of course, we're going to get different tones. There's a little bit more here, a little bit less there, and that's okay. So, You know what, we're going to go with another green instead, I think. I'm going to go with a little darker green. I never know what I'm doing until I do it. I think that's kind of the... Ooh, it is a bluer green that we chose. This color is called bottle green. I'm going to add it down here. Oh, it's a pretty blue green. That is beautiful. Okay, we're going to leave a little bit of white area. Come down here, dab it around. Oh, that's pretty. I think those two will play nicely together in the final color. And we should be able to get this to do a bit. There we go. Place a little bit down here. Here we go. Kind of bring that in just a little. There we go. Wonderful. All right, I am going to pause you. I'm going to switch to the pan that is in the back, and we will do up those colors as well. Okay, here we are back again. Now I'm going to try something I have not yet tried. I'm going to try for black. So this is, we have no idea if this is going to work, but we are going to give it a try because why not? For this one, we are going with purple, black, and green. I have someone in mind for this particular fiber if it works out, but we will see what happens. All right, so we are going to start down at this end. Go. I'm going to squidge it around just a little bit. It does look like a nice black. We will see what happens through the dyeing process. I'm seeing a little bit of green. I seen some purple when I first poured. So it'll be interesting to see what color we actually come out with. I always start with a half a cup of water before I add my color. And now we're going to go pretty close to the black. We're going to blend it in, come back down. Well, that is a nice dark green. If it stays that way, the person that I have in mind for it will very much like it. I'm going to try to get it down through the rest of the fiber. Blend it up here. There we go. Get all the way to the edges. Okay, there we go. One more color to go. going to like that. I made a boo-boo and I forgot to open my colors before I started filming. So it's taken just a second longer than to get that opened up. Oh, that's a pretty color. I definitely will be ordering this color pack again. That is absolutely beautiful. I think I will have to make one for myself in this tone. I hope it stays darker like that. Split a little into the green. There we go. There we go. All right, I am going to set the camera up in the other room and then show you where we are going to put the fiber to heat up and let the dye set in. I'm going to take you on over there. Sorry for the bumpiness, guys. I don't have a gimbal and all that stuff. All right. So the fiber is going to sit here for the next anywhere between an hour and 3 hours, depending on the color and how fast it decides to clear. I realize it's very dark in my living room. It's harder to see over here. And since I'm not actually filming the entire time that it's dyeing, I did not set up my lights. However, we are going to go in the other room and I will show you what I've got going on in the pan on the stove. Just hold on to your seatbelts 1 second and we will be there. Okay, so on the stove here, as we were doing the other colors, I had this wonderful orange going, and I wanted another shade of orange. However, it turned a little muddier than I was liking, so I added some red to the mix, and hopefully it will be more of a burnt orange reddish when it's done, and it will look wonderful with the orange that I already have. I am just hoping, because I do have someone in mind for this color as well. So we will see what happens. Hopefully it will all turn out and be absolutely wonderful in the end. All right, I am going to pause you guys again until everything is okay. It might be a little echoey in here because I am in my bathroom. The fiber is now cooling. Once it's cooled, I will wash it all out and then hang it up, spin it and hang it up to dry. But I wanted to show you what we had so far. I think this turned out really pretty. I think this one's going to be a lot of fun when it spins up. I love seeing what it does while spinning. And then we have this one right here with the purple, green, and black. That one is looking really awesome right now. I am very anxious to see what it turns out like when it's dry. the wet results are much different generally than the dry results, so we will have to see. I'm going to pause you and show you what I have on the drying rack. I did a little bit of dyeing that I didn't end up recording, and I want to show you how that turned out. Okay, in the shower, on the drying rack, we have some orange and red that I did in the pot on the stove. I was very shocked that the red came out as red as it is. I wanted to do like an orange and a burnt orange. But the burnt orange ended up looking kind of muddy and a little way more brown than what I wanted. So I over dyed and I put it in red, and this is what we got for result. I'm really enjoying that result. It's the first time I actually got a red. Usually my reds turn pink and it makes me so upset. And then, excuse me, move the fan out of the way. Then also in the pot, I had just a little bit left at the bottom of the bag when I got done weighing out the 3 braids of fiber. So I took that and then ended up grabbing a little bit out of the last bag that I have and did a little experiment with this first bit here. It was done in the pan on the stove top, and I added droplets of blue, purple, red, and pink, I do believe. And then it got, oh, and black. And then I realized that I had added way more dye than what my fiber could absorb. So I decided to grab just a wee bit more. And I added more black and added this to the pot. Look at that. I got a nice black. I was very, very surprised. And now this has been hanging for a while now. Maybe 2 hours while the rest of it has been cooking on the wood stove. It takes a lot longer on the wood stove, but I don't have as much worry about any felting issues. Now I did do a good job this time, and none of this felted at all, but I have in the past fiddled too much, which has caused felting in my fiber. Not to an unspinnable amount, but to an aggravated amount. And I definitely don't want to do that to myself anymore than absolutely necessary. So I'm going to end this for now, and I will come back once everything's dry so you guys can see all the results of tonight's dyeing fun. To their fullness, and then we will start working on spinning. Maybe we could do a vote on which one I spin up first or something like that. I don't know. Well, I'm thinking about it. I'll let you guys know if I decide to go with that by the end of the video. All right. Okay, here we are. I suppose you would like to see the braids that we've been dyeing, or the fiber we've been dyeing. Well, let's first go with the brights. Now I am very happy with how this color turned out. Donut form. We have from like a blue-green to a nice bright green down into yellow. I was supposed to leave some white, but it didn't work out that way, sorry. But that was pretty. Now our other brights we have right here. Look, Ray, I got red. Red has been notoriously hard for me to get. Matter of fact, quite a few of the fibers that I've sent to Ray for our Advent swap were supposed to be red or a red tone, and they ended up very much pink. And I'm sorry, Ray, but I was able to get red. Now, I had someone in mind when I first dyed this. And actually, I think I might still send it to that person. I wanted like an orange into more of a burnt orange, and it went orange into like a, was not pretty. So I added some red to the pot and over dyed the colors that I didn't like, and we ended up getting a little bit of white in this one. Kittens are playing all over the room. If you can hear things collapsing, falling, getting knocked around, or any meowing, I'm sorry. They're in here playing. And this one I absolutely love. Let me show you this way first. We have it in a donut. Isn't that beautiful? But we go from purple. Look at that, Ray. Ray, are you looking? And guys, if you don't know who Ray is, seriously, I don't know. But Ray's Yarn Addiction, and Ray is also a spinner. So, and then we've got my friend Brenda Bear, or Brenda's, Bear's Crochet Critters. It's Brenda. She's also a spinner. It makes absolutely beautiful yarn. If you don't know those ladies, please do go check them out. And there are quite a few other spinners here on YouTube that I am running into, and I'm loving meeting all of them. And hopefully I'll get a chance to have a powwow with them at some point, and we can all compare and talk about the things we know and the things we've learned and things we want to learn and all that kind of fun stuff. All right, we got one last one. Now, this one was done in a pot. So was the orange and red. But this one, I was guesstimating. I had just a little piece left when I finished weighing out the other three. And so then I had some more fiber in another bag, and I just grabbed a hunk, and it ended up being an exact 4-ounce braid, which is rather nice. Here we go. Wound up. Now this one I kind of did some dot to dots while it was in the pot. I did red, blue, pink, and black. And we ended up with this. Well, then I realized there was too much dye left in the pot for it all to absorb. So I went and grabbed this last piece. Well, then I was like, well, I'm going to add a little bit more, but by that point, the water was pretty dark, so I added black, and I actually was able to get black, like, black. Wow. I am over the moon with that. So it was a nice night of dyeing. It took me, well, the stuff was sitting on the stove probably, or on the wood stove, probably about 4 or 5 hours. And then, of course, I had to wash it and spin it and hang it up to dry. Matter of fact, this one and the purple, or the orange and red, were done before the other 2 braids had even come out of the dye water. They were completely dry and ready to spin before the other ones came out of the dye water. It does take longer to do it with the wood stove, but I don't have as much risk of felting when I do it with the wood stove, so I really don't mind it taking longer. This isn't a process I do for speed. It's a process I do because I want what I want, and I can get it this way. All right. I'm going to hop on out of here because with all these clips shoved together, I know this video is going to be fairly long, and I am hoping to see you over at Mantha's Make Sam's this afternoon. Her live starts at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, directly after Granny D. Now, I am generally on panel with Sam, not always, but I do try to make it over there every week with her, and she also has a few other people on panel, such as Jan, the Alaskan Crafter, and Amanda from Obsessive Crochet Lady. Granny D sometimes pops in. Nova Gnome Creations sometimes pops in. I will link all these people down below in the description box if you don't know any of them. But please do come and visit at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time across the pond at Sam's and Mike's at Memphis Makes. Again, I will have all that linked down in the description box below. I hope to see you then. Until next time, I truly hope that you are crafting your happiness. And bye for now.